Hello everyone, this is Teacher Edith, and I will be your guide for today's lesson. Today, we will be discussed about divisibility rules for 2, 5, and 10. We can find the factors of large numbers mentally by using some divisibility rules for whole numbers. After going through this lesson, you are expected to use divisibility rules for 2, 5, and 10 to find the common factors of a numbers. Can you tell a number when divided by another number has an exact quotient and no remainder? There's a rule that helps to find out whether a number is divisible or not. There are certain rules we need to know first to easily determine the factors, most especially to bigger numbers. But before that, let us first define what is a divisibility rules. Divisibility rules tells whether a number is exactly divisible by other numbers. This rule is a shortcut way to decide whether is exactly divisible without doing division computation. Let us have the divisibility rule for 2. How would you know if the number can be evenly divided by 2 without doing the actual division? In order as to know if the number is divisible by 2, we have to determine the rule. First, it is an even number. So kapag odd numbers, definitely hindi siya divisible by 2. If it is an even number, it is divisible by 2. So how can we determine if it is an even number? The number is even if it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Let us have some examples. We have 8. Since we have a single digit and 8 is an even number, therefore this is divisible by 2. And if we are going to check, 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Next one is 25. What is the last digit? We have 5. So since that 5 is an odd number, so therefore it is not divisible by 2. So to check, 25 divided by 2 is equal to 12.5. So since it has a remainder, so it is not divisible by 2. Another example is 526. Our ending number is 6, and 6 is an even number. So therefore, 526 is divisible by 2. So to check, 526 divided by 2 is equal to 263. Next one is 2340. So what is the last digit? That is 0. So since that 0 is an even number, so 2340 is divisible by 2. And to our last example, 1435, and our ending number is 5. And since that 5 is an odd number, so therefore 1435 is not divisible by 2. Next is we have divisibility rule for 5. How do we know that a number is divisible by 5? If the last digit of a number is 0 or 5. So again, gamitin natin ang mga example natin kanina. So the first one is 8. So the rule is if the number ends in 0 or 5, it is divisible by 5. So 8 is not divisible by 5. Next is 25. So the last digit is 5. So therefore, 25 is divisible by 5. Another example is 526. 6 is the last digit. So therefore, 526 is not divisible by 5. Next one is 2340. So ang ating ending number ay 0. So therefore, 2340 is divisible by 5. And for our last example, 1435. Since that our ending number is 5, So therefore, this is also divisible by 5. Lastly, we have the divisibility rule for 10. So how do we know if the number is divisible by 10? A number that ends in 0 is divisible by 10. Let us have these examples again. 8 is not a divisible by 10. 25, 5 is the last digit, so therefore it is not divisible by 10. 526, since that the last digit is 6, therefore it is not also divisible by 10. Next one is 2340. Our last digit is 0, so therefore this number is divisible by 10. And lastly, we have 1435. Since that the last digit is 5, so therefore this number is not divisible by 10. So let us summarize what we have discussed. A number is divisible by 2 if it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is 5 or 0. And a number is divisible by 10 if its ones digit is 0. We discussed these 3 divisibility rules together as they all require to just focus or look at the last digit. So if you noticed, the 3 have something in common. If the last digit is 0, that number is divisible by 2, by 5, as well as by 10. Now, how do we use divisibility rule for 2, 5, and 10 to find the common factors of a numbers? Factors are the numbers you multiply to get another number. Example, 5 times 3 is equal to 15. So 5 and 3 are factors of 15. Remember, when a number A is divisible by a number B, then B is a factor of A. So, if 15 is divisible by 5, then 5 is a factor of 15. I hope you understand our lesson for today. Thank you for watching.